Keith Report, a.k.a. Mr. Moscato, a.k.a. Sir Lord Keys Victor at your service, the greatest man in Worcester.
And I'm Trooper Joe, and I'm here to keep it real for you.
This is Alfie with Vegan Nation, guest here today.
And Marley Nara with Vegan Nation guest.
Hey, coming back on, I wanted to talk about a couple things. We get a shout out to Truth It News. I mean, I read one of the best articles I read from there is the one with the police invading somebody's apartment and stuff. And the best thing I read on it was the comments. 'Cause I always read the comments on the Worcester Telegram Gazette, and like the police raided somebody's apartment by accident, and the person that used to live there a year ago, they raided this apartment. I mean, they roughed these people up, messed up the house, cursed them out and everything. What's going on?
Right. It's called housekeeping. I'm moving the chair.
So yeah, I like that you pointed out some of the hateful and bigot comments that some of these people was making. It was ridiculous. So shout out to Truth It News, man. That's one of my best articles you wrote. And I like it. Why? What?
He said, who writes Truth and News?
Shout out to Will.
Oh.
Now. You didn't know?
Oh, I didn't know that was the name of it, what he writes.
The blog.
Okay, I'll shout out to Will. Yeah. Hi, Will. Shout out to you.
Alright, so what you guys want to talk about, man? I want, like, Obama's in Cuba. We have some Worcester stuff going on, like that raid that was kind of messed up that the cops did. Michael Gaffney's moving to Main Street, down Main Street. What else? What's going on in Worcester? What's up with Worcester stuff?
The only thing I'm focusing on in Worcester right now is, like I said, the basketball program I'm involved with. I guess trying to find, information on the importance of voting, period, to kind of feed my think tank. What about you, Drew?
Oh, we got two lovely ladies here from the Vegan Nation, and I was wondering why they're here, if they're going to be able to bring some of this good information that they're going to sprinkle all over everybody here in Worcester and the rest of the world, for that matter. If they're going to bring some of this into the schools, into the new, they want to bring new charter schools into Worcester, and everybody down there fighting and stuff. I think it's a good thing, but I was wondering if you got any programs that you want to bring into schools and everything. What we doing?
I don't know. It's just on.
Anybody can answer. I'll answer.
With the schools.
I do have two kids in school, in Worcester Public School, Worcester Public School affiliates. But I haven't really, been working with them to bring more like vegan awareness into the school, other than just that presence. Always trying to raise sensitivity to that some kids eat differently. Like perhaps not feed them marshmallows as treats for when they get a math problem right. Or I'll bring in vegan marshmallows and say, just be mindful of what you're serving the kids and respectful of families and children's choices. My daughter, my youngest daughter, is in Head Start, and it is completely awesome. They feed your children what you would feed them. You get to say, I don't want them to eat this, I want them to eat this, blah, 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 and they respect that. And I mean, it's incredible. They give her just the best vegan choices, and she comes home and says, oh, I had my special this today. And she's so happy about it, and it's been really great. I mean, the nutritionist called me on the phone personally because she's their first vegan. And I helped her work out a menu, and now she's found things I hadn't even heard of. So I'm really happy with that program.
That sounds wonderful. But I was wondering too, now that I'm thinking, because the schools are so integrated with a whole bunch of different cultures and stuff, and there's a lot of people, the serious meat eaters, they're in, here's one. Right here, yeah. So I was wondering, if you did
Hot
Did-
sausage.
I like sausage. Those are good. I eat them by the package too, because they're good for get the muscles rebuilt and stuff after you tear them down. At least works for me. That's why I like hot sausage. Yeah. But again, in the school, if you were to, you said your daughter's in Head Start and everything, so she doesn't have it. Well, she's just a little kid. What about your other kids in the other school? They run into any problems with kids from different cultures, watching them eat and stuff like that?
Yeah, definitely. I've talked about it a little bit on Vegan Nation. I think my son is 7. He's in 1st grade, and I think just this year he's gotten to the point where it's like this bullying at the lunch table where they make fun of his food,
Yeah.
and he'll say, "Mama, I don't want to eat this at school anymore. I'll just eat this at home," or something like that. And it'll be something kind of normal like almond butter or just or something, just something that they found different, or maybe they just, I don't know, felt like picking on him that day or just being silly or whatever. But it really bothers me because it's like bullying him out of healthy food choices and things that he likes. And who wants to relax at lunch and feel like you're being ridiculed? You just want to enjoy eating, right? Especially if you're 7. So I get that.
People fear that what they don't understand. Things are different. People are being different. People fear that, and even young kids, I guess, and they want to have their input on how somebody should be eating because they are not familiar with it. You know what I'm saying? But like, almond butter.
Are your kids vegan?
It's like peanut butter.
I'm messing with that. I want to get some almond butter.
Yeah, I never had it. Are your kids vegan?
Yes, they are.
And when you, I just think that it's a shame that in that atmosphere of when the kids are at lunch table, they're all like monitored by kids, So it's not, there's really no intervention where someone who can probably, step in and provide some solutions to that, because that's just
I
crazy.
know, because if my kids were acting that way at home, I would absolutely step in and guide them, towards just a more sensitive behavior, for whatever reason. I mean, whatever was happening, that would bother me if I saw them treating someone else like that, and I would bring it back to empathy. Like,
Yeah.
would you want to be treated that way? Let's think about this and talk it out. So yeah, I mean, it does bother me a bit that that's not happening. It seems at the lunch table and
Yeah,
at
no.
recess, I guess.
I guess the next question I would ask is, so what do you tell your kids? What would you tell? What did you tell your son in that situation, and what would you provide solutions for? In that situation where kids are different, and that's what I feel. The teachers aren't capitalizing on uniqueness. What do you tell a kid? Because I find that a lot.
Yeah. Well, one thing we did was role play. I said, okay, so you're eating this at lunch, and I say this thing to you, and I'm one of the emotional bullies at the lunch table. That's what I call them. That's what I call them, because I mean, I don't know lack of a better term. And he at first, he didn't know what to say, and I gave him like some options, and then he started to play with that. And then I realized that, I was putting words in his mouth, and I was just like, wait, that's how I would handle it. Because immediately, I got an attitude, and I was just like, but I said, but that's not his style. And I remembered when he started kindergarten, when he was young, he was 4, and I was worried about bullies. And so we did role play before he even started school, and I said, what would you say if a kid said, I don't like your hair, because he had this wild mane. And he said, well, I'd say, well, I like your hair. And I said, you're going to be fine. And so I remembered that. And so then I did the role play again and did it more like try to just remind him of who he is. Not who I am, but who he is, how he handles conflicts and what he's comfortable with. And we turned I don't like your lunch to, well, your lunch looks delicious. Why don't you focus on that? That kind of thing in the role play. instead of get an attitude back with the child, or being a little harsh, as I think I was doing, because I was having this emotional response, as a mom myself. For him to shut it down in a new way, just have them think about, oh, I didn't just, I didn't accomplish my goal of bullying this kid, and instead I'm embarrassed, even though he was just kind back. He embarrassed me with kindness. So what do I do now, And so that's more his style, and I was, glad that I thought about that, and so we did some role play using, who I know he is and what he's comfortable with.
I got bullied as a kid because I like liverwurst. And I would bring a liverwurst sandwich to school and
Chomp it down. Go to work on it. Go to town on the liver.
I would generally have to eat that liverwurst sandwich around
My
recess.
wife likes liverwurst too.
So people didn't like me to be having that liverwurst sandwich around the fire. I really like liverwurst. I still like liverwurst. It's good. But I got a bit more serious question for you. Because kids are developing, their body, they're still growing. They need a whole lot of different things to grow with, a lot of different vitamins and minerals and stuff. And I'm not sure myself whether being a vegan, I would assume that you're not getting a full complement of vitamins, maybe some essential vitamins and some essential minerals. So you have them on a regimen of some kind of vitamin regimens and stuff like that?
Yes and no. So there are some vitamin supplements I use, but not because I need to, because they're vegan. But like, I know my body, and they've been tested as well, and we tend to have like vitamin D deficiency in my family. So during certain months of the year, we do vitamin D supplements. Even people who eat meat in New England have vitamin D deficiencies often.
Well, you have to stay indoors all the time.
There's little things like that. But I'm conscious of like B12 because it's more difficult.
That's the one I was thinking about, B12. You won't get a full enough B12 regimen in your system by being a vegan.
Well, they eat so much and love so much nutritional yeast. I think that their B12 is fine.
Yeah.
And there's other things that have, a few things that have B12 in them. Some mushrooms and molasses and, a couple things like that.
Yeah.
But
I like molasses.
molasses, that's what brown sugar comes
molasses.
from. or molasses come from brown.
I like to think of molasses, because I don't drink, so I think of rum.
No, I don't get
Heat it up to add some sugar, let it ferment.
They eat
Start a
so
war.
much nutritional yeast, and nutritional yeast is rich in B12. But did you want to say?
Yeah. Well, I like molasses. I poured it on my pancakes one day instead of not thinking it was syrup, and it was nasty at first, very nasty. Then my grandmother sprinkled a little sugar on it, and I smashed them. I smashed all them pancakes because I like molasses. It's crazy, yeah. But all right, so I would like, we got listeners. I know I was listening to the other show, and I know we got listeners. I want you to this is our Oprah moment. What's up with
Oprah?
Yeah, vegan. Let the listeners know, like, what's vegan about? You never ate meat before? Never, right? So
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I became vegetarian when I was 18.
Oh, so you have eaten meat.
I have eaten meat.
All right, so tell the world why you stopped eating meat, or why you stopped. I'm thinking it's eating something that is killed or slaughtered, right? So I understand that plight, but I know as a kid, my mom was like, listen, don't let people tell you what's good and what's bad, You determine what's good and what's bad. So it was always like, all right, well, you may think that, but in my mind, chicken is great, Fried chicken is my favorite animal, you know what I mean? So that's what it is. And I'm trying to, like, be real with myself now and say, I'm 37 years old, I can't eat fried chicken, and, you know what I mean? I got to go green. But just think right now, like the situation your son is, they pushing away from green, and everything is like produce and crazily cloned meat that everybody's eating, like McDonald's, and how do you wake people up about the stuff that one powerful decision that everybody gets every day, what they put in their body? How do you get people to be aware of that? Go ahead. Yep.
Well, Vegan Nation helps, I think.
Like, what is it about?
Honestly.
Tell people what Vegan Nation's
Yeah.
about. Why not to eat meat? Whatever the kid, you know.
Yeah, and I do let my kids, make their choice, and I let them make an informed choice. And
So why at 18 did you say I'm going vegan?
my personal choice, let's see. Well, I'll tell you the story. I was watching television and I was eating a hamburger. I was halfway done and I was almost full. And the other white meat commercial came on, and like Copeland's Rodeo was playing in the background of it. It was like, and you were like, it's like, wow, you're really getting into this commercial. And all these gourmet pork dishes are just dancing across the screen, and I'm like salivating for these gourmet pork dishes. And I don't even like pork, really. No, I always found it like too fatty, But just personally, but I ate meat. I enjoyed meat, and by the end of this commercial, I was applauding the ad execs. I'm like, wow, that was brilliant. Like, that was a really good commercial. It was really effective. And I visualized just these happy pork farmers. And then behind them, I saw this vast pen of pigs that were going to die because I had to have these gourmet pork dishes. And I wasn't hungry, and I didn't like pork. And I just became instantly disgusted. It was just like with myself. And I thought, just the gluttony and the arrogance of that, like to advocate for another being's death for that. And it really it made me think of the slavery of blacks in America. I grew up in Mississippi, and that was like always a topic, like on a daily basis. Like that was just always there, and it just made me think of that, because just the way slaves were treated and used. And if you were to tell, many, people in the slave industry back then, like, well, those are people and they think it have to do. No, absolutely not. And it would have been wrong. What if I'm wrong about a pig? Or what? It wasn't worth the risk to me. And I just found the whole thing disgusting, and I stopped eating meat.
Well, I suggest you never go as somebody of great, noble. I can't even think of words today.
Thing on radio.
Yeah. Don't go to the South Pacific Islands and stuff, because if you go over there as somebody of great esteem and everything, what they do is they invite you in the house and they would get a little young pig, and that's how they greet their nobility in the South Pacific. So don't go to Tonga or don't go to Samoa or any of those islands like that, because they're gonna give you a little short pig. And if you don't eat that pig becomes part of their household, and then the pig will grow up with them, and the pig will have free reign of the stuff and everything, kind of like a dog.
Like a pardon, huh?
Yeah, but they'll try to feed you that pig first. So don't go there.
Oh.
Leave it alone.
Well, accept the pig.
Hey, I was just watching with the Food Channel, and they were talking about Puerto Rico, and you seeing like the head of the pig right on the table. I'm like, there's slaughterhouses, when they cutting the head of the chicken. It's a really, it's an art. It's an art, but I don't know. When it comes to eating meat, I guess if it's prepared the right way, that's another like line I don't, I'm not confused, but I haven't necessarily come to terms with, because like I said, I was eating meat. I eat meat. I love bacon. And for me to think of now going green, like I think I went like 6 days without eating no chicken, but that 7th day, I think I ate about 10 pounds of chicken. Every type of way I wanted it. So you know what I mean? It's like my mind is like, I'm chicken. I love chicken. I don't know. It's hard. The rewiring is hard at this age.
I think it's interesting how when people are faced with the animal that they're eating, that some people will make another choice. Like if you show them the head of the pig while they're eating the pig, some people would be like, oh, I can't eat that now. Or if you make them slaughter their own animal, or
Nick, would you
I know
kill,
some
would you
people-
kill your own chicken before you ate it?
Oh.
but they'll eat the chicken.
I remember once when this bug got in my mashed potatoes. He never got out.
He went in your belly?
So it really wouldn't bother me at all.
He said a bug got in my mouth.
No problem.
For the listeners who
I
are,
did the service. They made us. We're going gross style. I guess we had to, kill the chicken with. You put the head of the chicken in between your two fingers and grab the feet and twist and pull like this. And then they made us kill a rabbit and step on his ears and you grab his feet and you twist and pull and then you take a stick and you stick it in the solar plexus and peel back the skin and everything. And they made us go through all that stuff and then eat it and all that good. Eat different kind of
Got to,
bugs
though.
and stuff like that. It was kind of adventurous because, I was only a kid, so, teach us how to take the bug and you go head first and bite them off and stuff. So I was wondering I know if you were in that outfit with me and you were a vegan, you definitely be doing some cooking.
I think about that sometimes. Like if I was starving,
Yes, what did
And
you
if I-
do?
because right now, like I'm not starving, so I really can't answer that. I don't know what it
Yes.
feels like. I don't think I would say my life's more important, like philosophically, but I don't know. But I will say this: if I was with my children and they were starving, I think something
Yeah.
else would kick in, and it would be another story. I'd become like
Yep.
xenomorph, like
We eat
it would
some-
just something
We eat
something
whatever we
snap.
catch tonight.
So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, all right. So now the interesting question now is nutrition. So I hear Troop talking about B12 and all this other stuff. I YouTubed Buddha Boy. It was this young monk who went into meditation for about like 8 years. It's crazy, and he really rarely ever eats. Like it's nuts. He eats like once a year. You know what I mean? So that's why I really like to invite people to the thought of nutrition again, because the nutritional table is you need your servings of this and this daily, your calorie intake of this and this. I think it's malarkey. I think at the end of the day, you know what I mean, you do need to eat and you do need water, you need substance. But what substance you need, I don't think it really matters, especially when it all comes from, it's supposed to come from the earth. So that is what I'm interested in knowing. Like, what do you feel about that? See, your daily, so Troop goes into, do you feel like you're getting your daily servings of B12? But what really is, a vegan's daily serving? Because I don't eat that much, you know what I mean? It's like, and when I do eat, it's something green.
Well, there's a balancing act of the daily values that are on all our packaging. Is based on a traditional American diet.
Yeah.
So it's different for a vegan because, for example, if your body is digesting a lot of protein, calcium is used in that process. So if you're not digesting those heavy proteins, your daily value of the calcium you need is actually lower. Like there's things that are different.
So you don't need as much calcium if you're not taking in as much protein.
Right.
But you do need something else if you're taking in more greens, because that means your body doesn't break down. Let's say the
Right. So it's high fiber, but you have to make sure you have enough fat, which you have to be more conscious about, like how you build your plate, because things that typically go together, like people eat mashed potatoes and gravy and just meals that always. I think in the American diet, people tend to couple the same foods together a lot.
You mean starch and carbs?
Yeah, well, no, like the same kinds of meals, like when people eat turkey, like they might eat it with green beans, and just I think like the same things get put together over and over again, and it builds sort of that balance already, and you don't have to think about it. But as a vegan mom, I have to consciously build the plate, and that's a fun challenge for me, and I like that. I like being creative in that way, and also I like having to just think about new ways to eat and present food, and I take food from like all cultures. I take food from like all around the world, and that's what I enjoy eating, and kind of make that part of our plate, and even now, like I guess it's the USDA, is trying to get people to move away from having meat be the main thing. It should be just maybe like a fourth of your plate, and half should be vegetables. Like right now, or in recent history, half has been meat. and that's a lot of meat. Historically, like the amount of meat people are eating now is just
Crazy.
unheard of. Yeah, because it used to be very expensive, and it's really not that healthy for your body. You know, like as far as health goes, like maybe moderation. I mean, it's okay,
Everything in moderation is good, right?
but it's. I mean,
Moderation.
maybe not
When I buy my
cocaine, but-
packages of hot sausages and stuff,
You don't eat it all in 1 hour. You eat it like
I get the one with 5.
what do you want?
It's
One
good.
every half hour.
I eat it all. When I cook it, I eat it all. But
Now we talking about
I don't
moderation.
get the
though.
one with 6. You know, that'd be gluttonous. So I just get
One
the
more?
with 5.
One more sausage. With
but I mean, we've moved from a culture that used to maybe eat meat once or twice a week,
week.
to
Yes.
every meal 3 times a day,
Yeah, when
and
I
these
grew up,
big portions.
we had Sunday dinner was the big meat dinner, but then you had leftovers. You know,
Yeah,
like if
throughout the
we
week,
had
yeah.
a roast and stuff by Thursday, you were having hash. So I usually didn't wait. I waited around the Thursday. I didn't really get into all that roast stuff in there. Too much work. Cause you know, I get hit with the spoons and stuff for not using the knife and fork right up. Pick it. So I wait for
Picking
the
it with
hash.
your hands.
You know?
So now, I mean, that's why you see all the messages like high fiber, because you're trying to work all that meat out. You know,
Yeah.
watch your cholesterol.
Why you-
all that,
Why you constipated?
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Wait, she won't speak.
Go ahead.
Yes, and.
Speak into the mic. Yeah, grab the mic. Put it right there in front of you.
Yes, and Trooper Joe and
What?
Keith, thank you. And I wanted to address your question on the nutrition.
Yeah.
And so who I recommend is the black medical doctor Milton Mills. And he is from Washington, D.C., and he's with the Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine. And so it's a large group of physicians who are promoting veganism and vegan diets and in the schools. So they're doing a lot of work within the school systems nationally, as well as they have all the nutrition information. And that a vegan diet is safe and healthy for every person in all stages of life. So I recommend Milton Mills, Dr. Milton Mills. Yes.
Dr. Milton Mills.
And he has a lot of YouTube videos to watch with his lectures, so he's great.
Yeah, I think eating is definitely a choice. You make a choice on what you want to eat, and I really, for me, I couldn't be a vegan for one. It's like I couldn't just live off of vegetables. I eat lots. I eat tons of vegetables and rice and potatoes and stuff like. But I'll eat anything that comes across if I'm hungry. So, and I do like chicken and I like hot sausages and stuff. And I really like those. But
Cake.
yeah, I like cake. So I got to get my eggs and all that good stuff to go with the cake. I like cake. Cake's good. And speaking of cake, how does a vegan really maneuver themselves when they go out to eat in a restaurant? Because I know I'm allergic to seafood, so if I go into a seafood restaurant and stuff like that, one place in Texas, they changed the oil
They have
for me.
to.
I told them not to, but they were being all, I think they were going to do it anyway, but they, oh, don't worry, we're going to change out the oil and all this stuff so there won't be any residual effect from their seafood cooking. Now, do you tell them when you go into a restaurant that you're a vegan so that you might not have some oil that they might have been putting some kind of,
Yeah, I prefer to eat only at vegan restaurants.
Oh.
And if I am at a restaurant that's serving a Canis cuisine, I will ask if the oil is used to serve, is dead flesh being put into that oil?
Yeah.
And if it is, I won't eat it. Otherwise, if it's French fries sometimes, they'll use separate oil, so then I'll have it.
oh, okay. You can ask them to change that oil out, though.
Okay.
I know they did it for me because I had allergies and stuff. I don't know if they did that for.
Yeah, they would have to. The liability. Think something happened to you. The liability falls
Yeah,
on
but
them.
I fall down.
Yeah.
No, let's go quick break real quick, and I
It's
wanna,
pledge season.
Thank you. I just want to encourage people to pledge. We got the Summer Surf Drive 2016. Donate some money. We're trying to raise mad money. So call Troy, go online, make a pledge. A couple of my friends already donated some money, so I want more of my friends donated some more money. Down to the station, 91.3 WCW. Right back. Voiceless.